What's going on, everybody? I pray you're having a blessed and a fantastic day. I know you are, because this is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we're glad therein. I'm here for our Tuesday night staff meeting. I want to get right to it. Got some ground I want to cover already. A little behind the eight ball and getting it out, so I want to jump right into it. You know how we do. We look back, then we project to the week that we're already in. When it comes down to Thursday noonday, we've been doing really well, been really steady on Thursday noonday. Want to continue to just promote and continue to push our Thursday noonday. I really want us to come together, put our heads together as relates to the social media team, Arnisha, Miss Jewel, where we can really get some type of steam going on Thursdays as relates to what it is that we're doing at noon, and then also 7 p.m. I think we are just a well-kept secret on Thursdays because it's an off night for a lot of people. As I've said, I'm not trying to take other people's members. No, I'm not. But a lot of people are curious and want to know what it is that we're doing here. So I think we're really missing the boat with pushing something. I want to just get some steam behind our Thursdays as relates to what we're doing at noon and also 7 p.m. I want us to push the bread a little better on Thursday nights. This is not a big deal, but I just wanted to pull it out the way it's a little more visible. I know I want it in that room, but after service, I'm fine with pulling it out as long as it's covered up during service. I really want it to be visible for those that are leaving. I really want to try to see if we can get the store up and running on Thursdays as well. If you're interested in manning the store on Thursdays for us, see Lady C. I think that we stopped doing it because just didn't have the manpower to be running the store and doing this and doing that. So if that is something that you like to do, please see Lady C. But I really want to push our Thursday services, and that goes back to social media. As I've said, Arnisha, Ms. Jewel, we got to get together when it comes down to social media. Even when it comes to the posts, the quotes, you guys are doing a phenomenal job when it comes down to prayer. When it comes down to the radio, I'm seeing those. When it comes down to the quotes, I think we kind of we got some areas that we can improve in when it comes down to the quotes and pushing the services, especially on Thursdays. So I'm game for whatever suggestion you may have. I think we're gonna have to step it up a notch. With our Facebook Live being down, we don't want to lose any momentum. It's really bad, you know, when we had regained momentum and surpassed our momentum that we had, and now with our camera being down out of the picture altogether now, you know it is what it is. So we got to be creative. And we got to really step it up and other areas to make sure we continue to have a social media presence, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. When it comes down to the app, you know, I don't know what's going on with the app pictures. I think the last time we talked, I think it was camera. You're the one that needed to look into that. I don't know where we are with something with the Flickr account and Pete and all this stuff. I don't know where we are with that. But I want us to start uploading some pictures on the app, especially the entrepreneur pictures. That would have been really great to have on there. So let's really conquer that. I've been working hard, really holding the feet to the fire to the guy that does our website. He's working on getting that calendar fixed and making sure that is tight. But that's really outside of our control right now. But we can control the app. We can control those pictures. We can control Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But I really want to bring some kind of consistency in those areas. So when it comes down to Thursday, those are Thursdays, and pushing outreach on Saturday, man, was great. I have to admit, you know, I have to admit it was some really good energy. When it comes down to outreach is one of those things that kind of was on my chopping block, be honest with you. Which you guys probably know that. You know, I was thinking about moving it, at least probably doing once every other month or once a quarter, something like that. We may still do that. I'm just committed to the end of the year, and we'll go back to the drawing board end of this year, going into 2019. But there was some really good energy here Saturday, and we helped a lot of people, fed a lot of people. Absolutely phenomenal. I love the energy. God has blessed us with some individuals that are really passionate about outreach. Hats off to you. Ms. Lass, hats off to you. RJ, Karina, all of you that come together and help on a consistent basis. We got some new blood that's involved in the outreach team. God has sent us some individuals that have outreach running through their vein. Pastor Watts, and there's another pastor as well. I can't think of her name right now, but she came up and she had a lot of things, and she gave them away, set up a spot. It was absolutely phenomenal. The momentum that I sense when it comes down to outreach. So I'm being really prayerful when it comes down to our outreach efforts, and I'm really excited about not only what we're doing here, but taking our show on the road, going to some other communities. Just stay tuned for that. We got some big things on the horizon when it comes down to our outreach and our reaching out. So it's got some good things coming up. So moving on to Sunday, Sunday 9 o'clock service. I'm not exactly sure how our sound check and all those things went. Not 100% sure. By the time I got here, the intercessory prayer had already started, so I didn't get a chance to really check my microphone. But nonetheless, because I got on the microphone early, I think we was able to kind of work out some things, and we was good to go when it's time for me to minister. So that leads me to the 9 a.m. minister of worship. As you guys notice, I did it myself. The first part of the service. There's no shade, no knock to anybody, because we had that entrepreneur showcase, and I knew we had to get out. And I didn't want to leave it the chance for anybody going longer than anything. And as I said, I'm not trying to throw any shots at anybody. I'm just being honest with you. And I want to use this as a teaching moment, because at 9 o'clock service, there's no room for us to go over a whole bunch of time, be it the praise team, be it the minister of worship, be it whatever part of the even me. We can't afford to go over. We just can't. And so I'm going to be re-rolling out some of the some new ministers of worship, and some of the ones that are already kind of in it, that are familiar with it. You know, your RJs, Miss Lasses, Pete, Mama Graves, those you guys are familiar. And then we got Mimi, Miss Haskins. You guys are fairly new to the role. So we're going to be infusing you all back again. And then we got some new people that's going to come and try it out as well. But I just really want to be clear. I want to say this: when nobody's in trouble, and I'm not throwing a shot at anybody, everybody's on the same playing field. But when it comes down to 9 o'clock service, it's very, very strategic, very, very important that we keep the ball rolling. Not telling you not to let the Lord use you, not telling you not to be yourself, but we have to stay within our time restraints. 10:30 is our goal, my goal, the way I want to be done with everything walking out of the door. And we finally did that again this past Sunday. So with that being said, with the minister of worship coming up doing that prayer right at the end of praise and worship, man, it's very tempting to get caught up. It's very tempting to be very, very, very emotional. But I tried to lead by example. This past Sunday, I went up. I flowed off of the song that the praise team was singing, and I did my prayer, and I kept the service going. So there's nothing wrong with exhorting, nothing wrong with praising God, nothing wrong with hollering or whatever you want to do. But we just have to keep the service flowing, especially at the 9 o'clock service. 11:15 is a little more flexibility, the way we can we can express ourselves a little more. But at 9 o'clock service, we have to be buttoned up. We have to be buttoned up at that 9 o'clock service. So you'll start seeing me re-rolling some of the newer ministers of worship back out again, and then also some new ones that feel like they want to dive into it as well. So 11:50, that's 9 o'clock service. I'm just happy we got out a good time. 9 o'clock had to cut. I mean, I'm glad we got out at a good time for the entrepreneur showcase, and I'll come back to that in a moment. 11:15 service. My biggest gripe with 11:15 service, just too much walking, just absolutely too much walking. I'm gonna ask you, Miss Carol, to help me out. Let's start. I don't know, maybe we can do it twice. Maybe we can do it twice, when we have really two breaks in our service. When when we're doing right after we're doing meet and greet. I wish I would pull it up. I think right after we're doing meet and greet, I think we have a break in the service. Let me let me see. Let me pull it up. Hold on a second. I just thought about this, so forgive me. I'm coming, y'all. I'm sorry. Trying to find my. Here we go. I think we have a break in the service. Yes. So when we roll, let's go with this. When we roll the announcements, I know everybody's sitting down. When we roll announcements, when everybody sit down and the news is rolling, let's come to the front. Miss Carol, instruct your sanctuary servants, give them a handful of fans, and let them come down to the front of the auditorium, and hold up the fans and give the opportunity for people to get a fan. Then that'll be one opportunity. And then 9 times out of 10, the praise team gonna get back up again before I come and minister. And then let's come up again and offer them fans, because the praise team be done. We've been worshiping. They'll be sitting back down. And so right when I get up to minister, after I read my scripture and everybody sit down, let's go back in with the fans or whatever. And I think hopefully that can cut down on some of the walk-ins, that when people get up, they'll go get a fan and they'll come back and then this and that, yada, yada, yada. Praise team, I don't know if you guys are still keeping your water up there. If you're not, let's get back to doing that, keeping the water up front. So we just can cut down on all of the walking. It's just way too much walking. I think we just kind of getting way too comfortable and just walking too much. So help me out with that, Miss Carol, if you can, and let's just do it when it makes sense. I think when the lights go down, you guys may be already doing this, maybe I just don't notice it. When the lights go down for the news, let's go come to the front of the auditorium and hold the fans up and let somebody say, hey, give me one. Then right when I get up, everybody sit down. Let's do it again, and let's hopefully that can cut down on some of the walking. So praise team, tighten up on the water, bring it up there, whatever it is you need to do that kind of help us out. Man, we had a phenomenal time when it comes down to the Entrepreneur Showcase Sunday. It was awesome, man. It was awesome. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I just love it. I love the energy, what I call kingdom chaos. I love all of the fraternizing and the talking and, everybody checking out all of the different vendors and entrepreneurs. I thought that was really, really phenomenal. I want to do it again. Probably want to do it again real soon, maybe the beginning of the year. Maybe 1st of February, something like that. Let's put a little steam behind it, a little more momentum behind it, open it up maybe to put it on social media, open it up to some others. I don't know. Give me some feedback. I would love to do it again. Love to showcase the entrepreneurs. That was phenomenal. So thank you to everybody to help. RJ set up the tables. Miss Karina helped do the little table tents and all the different things that we needed to do to make it spirit of excellence, as we do everything in TIL. Did it in spirit of excellence. So thank you to everybody to help pull that off and make it a success. Thank you to all the entrepreneurs for being very obedient to the house rules, not out there fraternizing all that stuff when service is going on, but just really did. Everybody pulled together, and it was a really good showing. I thought it was. So thank you for that. We getting down to the nitty gritty. A couple more things. I'm gonna let you go. Your rosters was due today. I saw some kind of trickling in. I got the ushers and the greeters. I already had the praise team. I already had the dancers. I already had the children's ministry. I got the cleanup crew. And maybe I'm forgetting some others. And the first touch parking, I already had those. But everybody else, if I didn't name you, your rosters were due today. So please get those rosters into me. Please forgive me if I forgot that I already have it. just charge it to my head, not my heart. There's a lot of y'all in one of me, so I apologize if you've already given it to me and I didn't make mention of you. But let's please get those rosters in. I made mention of this in our staff training that the rosters would do on today. Another thing you're going to hear me, kind of getting on my soapbox about is the handbooks. I believe all the handbooks are done. We got this lowly sound book one that's going to be wrapped up, tied up, tangled up this week. That's really the only one I think that needs to be done, needs to be tied up, I should say. But other than that, we're gonna get them all together. We're gonna print out several ones so we can have several ones on hand. I don't know how many, maybe 10 each or so. And I really want you guys to be really strategic with taking in your new people. We're having steady influx of people joining your ministries, being a part of what you're doing. I want you guys to sit down and go over these handbooks with them. I heard something very good with Jasmine was trying to help us out with the connection team, connection class. We're watching the kids. But before she went back there, though, Miss Karina was telling me about how Miss Kim was adamant about talking to Jasmine before she actually went back there. And so that's what I'm talking about, being adamant, talking with people, not just letting them work in your ministry and just working with the kids, going out there in the parking lot, getting up on the stage with the praise scene, but no, sitting down with them, vetting these people, talking about our culture, talking about our core values, talking about the expectations of your team. It cut out so much drama if you would go over your expectations beforehand, other than being reactive when all of the problems arise, and now all of a sudden you want to start correcting them and telling them what they should and should not do. They're going to take it personal every single time. But when they come to your ministry and you sit down and you have these one-on-ones and you schedule this time with them, I promise you it will make things so much smoother, so much better. So you're going to hear me start cracking down on these handbooks. Make sure they're up to date, make sure they're tight, make sure you're doing it. I'm going to be asking your people, as I am. I'm very nosy, I'm very inquisitive, and I know how to go behind your back and ask questions, not to be untrustworthy, but just make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. People don't do what you expect, people do what you inspect. So I'm be asking people, did you go over the handbook? What you thought about the handbook? Yada yada yada, that type of thing. Any questions, anything like that. So please make sure, if you haven't already, make that a top priority with all of your new people. It makes all the difference in the world. Trust me, you all, if you do it, you'll thank me later. You'll thank me later. It'll cut down on so much trauma, stress induced by drama. This past Sunday, between the two services, we had 246 people. Man, God is good. Give or take about 20 people that stayed over for both services. Maybe not even that many, but 246 is a really phenomenal number for where we are and what we're trying to do. Had 9 first-time visitors once again. So once again, I'm going to be harping on this first-time visitors. Let's continue to try to do what we need to do to get our footprint in there with these first-time visitors, with loving on them. Whether you see somebody walking with a bag, walking through the lobby, love on them, hug on them, say thank you for joining us. I want it to be a culture, as I said before, and like Moe's, walking in the Moe's, welcome to Moe's, walking in Firehouse, welcome to Firehouse. I don't want to be obnoxious and I don't want to be overbearing, but I do want to set a culture. If you see somebody walking with a bag, love on them, hug them, go out your way to speak to them. See them looking around for something, not exactly sure where to go. Take the initiative. Many of you already do this, but I really want this to be a church-wide epidemic, and I want us to be able to love on people when they're walking through the door. So we're going to continue, Ms. Haskins, as we've been talking about, continue to push these FTVs and FTV retention, second touch, third touch, whatever it is we can do to really harp on this. I mean, this is like the 3rd or 4th week in a row, 9 people, maybe even more. So we have to make sure that we stand on top of that. And when it comes to that, out of the 9 people, we only got 7 contact information. So let's make sure that we're checking their connection cards when they're turning them in at the kiosk, and also to the greeters and ushers when we're collecting them, or whatever case may be. It goes to the minister of worship, because I was really I didn't do a good job at all with when it came down to connection cards. I had to come back and say something about them again. But let's make sure we're taking our time and explaining to them what we want them to do with the connection cards. As I had to catch myself and say, I just told them to raise their hand. They got the card, and we sung the welcome song. So I had to come back and say something to them. Say, hey, make sure you fill these out. We have a gift for you. So make sure we being intentional. I mean, the minister of worship, first line of defense, sanctuary servant, second line of defense, and the person at the kiosk, third line of defense, or whomever they're handing the card to. Let's just glance over real quick. Say, hey, let's get your information so we can be able to stay in contact with you. So let's make sure we're doing that. I moved the Jersey Day to the last Sunday in September. Me just being slow-footed with the order. So I take the full L on that. But hey, we're going to keep on rolling. So September 30th, 2018 will be our New Jersey Sunday. It's already been updated. So thank you guys for whomever changed that. So that's going to be our New Jersey Day. We're going to promote us wearing our jerseys. We got some other things coming down the pipe right after the jerseys. Going to get back to pushing our t-shirts. We're going to get back to pushing all of our paraphernalia that we have, the wristbands. They love those wristbands. But we're gonna get back to doing all of that. So Jersey. This Friday we have our poetry night again. So I want you guys to come out, be a part of that. This is not a creative arts thing. This is a truth and love thing. It's just really a part of what we're trying to do. We're trying to just get out of the box and break up the monotony. So please come out, be a part of the poetry night. We're not here all night. It's just a really phenomenal time. And you're missing out. So come out, push it through your ministries, let them know about it. Push it. And we've already talked about what we need as relates to parking, as relates to some greeters. Let's make sure children ministry. Let's just make sure we present our excellence as we always do. My school of ministry is back in full swing. So the first Tuesday of next month, Jerry, I'm doing school of ministry first Tuesday of every month until I change it. I'm gonna try to change it coming this Tuesday, this class, this session. So praise scene practice will have to transition to Wednesday night, the first week of the month, because I have my school of ministry on Tuesday. I would love to keep it all together, but I'll never be able to get through school of ministry with all that noise through the praise team. I mean, I wish I could just set up in here in my office or another classroom, just not enough room. And we don't have a building conducive to multiple things like that with that amount of noise. So we just got to move you guys. Hopefully, maybe just last time until I can get things ironed out on the school of ministry. Men's, I don't remember next time the men's supposed to be coming together. I'm not 100% sure. I gotta look back into that Man Cave Monday. I think we moved it to once a quarter. But I don't know. It seems like it's been a long time since we did it. So somebody help me out on that. Whenever it was I moved Man Cave Monday. Also millennials, me and Arnisha, we need to get together and throw another millennials thing. I was messing with her on Sunday, saying, man, our big 3 items supposed to be men, marriage, and millennial. I'm already a storyteller on one when it comes down to marriage, but millennials, I can't go down with millennials as well. So let's get something else on the books. You already have the ideas, and so we just got to sit down and really put something together so we can try to target our millennials once again. I think I hit everything. Let me just look over my notes. Yep, I think that's everything. I was gonna mess with somebody, whoever wrote on the CD labels. That's really the ghetto. But I know we're trying to do what we need to do. Didn't want to redo the labels all over again, but it's all good. But we try not to write on them. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, I think I hit everything, you all. I love y'all. Thank you so much for your hard work. Thank you for your commitment. Listen to me real quick before you exit off of this thing. If you were to take just one day a week and concentrate on your ministry and concentrate on what it is that God has given you and placed in your hands, we will be further down the road. Thank you, Truth and Love Ministries. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for all that you do. We're also doing a night of prayer on tomorrow. If you're available, does not City needs some prayer? My God, yes we do. So if you're available, come out and be a part of that with us over at the Freedom Church tomorrow night. I'm not preaching, just a night of prayer, and I'm participating in the prayer. So it's going to be a blessing. So I want you to push, want you to work, want you to do what you need to do as relates to your ministry and what God has put in your hand. All right, I love y'all. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.